Let's talk about standard notation versus expanded notation with whole numbers, and it's going to relate to the place values that we've been talking about with whole numbers. And so I'm going to first give you an example of a standard notation, and this is generally the type of numbers that we use every day. For instance, 25. This is the number 25, and in expanded notation form, that's going to look like 20 plus 5. Okay, so expanded notation is basically it's like we're deconstructing the standard number to kind of focus on the place value of each digit. For instance, in this number 25, it's a 2-digit number. We have 2 10s and 5 1s. Now 2 10s is the same thing as 20, like here, 20, and then we're going to add that to our 1s, and we have 5 1s. So 20 plus 5 is going to be our expanded form of 25. Let's look at some others. Here we have 314. This one is a 3-digit number, so we've got the ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. Now if we think of it as in terms of place value, we can easily write it in expanded form. Here we have 3 hundreds, and we could just write it as 300. We have 1 10 and 4 1s. So 314 in standard form or standard notation is written as 300 plus 10 plus 4, and this would represent expanded notation. Let's do another 3-digit. So we have 907. Now notice we have a 0 here, and how we're going to write this in expanded form is a little different. We're basically going to ignore it. So we've got 9 hundreds. Now we have 0 10s. I'm not going to write 0 10s. Instead, I'm just going to move on to my next digit, which is the 7, and I'm going to write 7 because that represents 7 1s. So 907 can be represented in expanded form as 900 plus 7. Let's go to a 4-digit number. We have 4,565. Here we have 4 thousands, 5 hundreds, 60 or 6 tens, so I'm going to write that as 60, and 5 1s. Okay, 4,000 plus 500 plus 60 plus 5 is going to be our expanded version. If we condense that, if we added it up, we would get this number. Let's do one more. This is going to be a 5-digit number, so 23,010. 23,010. So instead of writing 23,000, I'm going to write 20,000. This is in the 10,000s place. So 20,000. Now we've got the 3. The 3 is in the thousands place, plus 3,000. I don't have a hundreds, but I do have a tens. I have 1 10, so that's going to be plus 10. And I don't have any ones, or I have a 0 in the ones place, but I'm not going to show that here. So 23,010 will be represented as 20,000 plus 3,000 plus 10 in expanded form. All right, now let's go the other way. Let's say you're given expanded notation and you have to write the standard form. Okay, so let's say we have 400 plus 10 plus 3. Okay, so this is basically saying we have 4 hundreds, we have 1 10, and we have 3 ones. Okay? How about 10,000 plus 9,000 plus 600 plus 80? So I've got 1 10,000, 1 9,000, 1 10,000, 9 thousands, and here we're going to go 6 hundreds and 8 tens. And we don't have any ones. Because this is tens, I know that there's an additional place here, so I have to put a 0. So 10,000 plus 9,000 plus 600 plus 80 gives me 19,680. Let's do 2 more. Let's say we have 300,000. We're getting into some big numbers here. 50,000 plus 4,000 plus 600 plus 10 plus 1. So we've got a 6th place value number. This is 100,000. So I've got 300,000, 5 10,000s. So this is 300,000s. This is 5 10,000s. This is 4 thousands, 6 hundreds, 1 10, and 1 1. Excuse me. So this is 354,611. Let's do one more. This one is going to be a little tricky because it's going to be missing some numbers. So that means there's going to be some zeros in there. So let's say we have 2 million plus 40,000 plus 60 plus 5. Now, in these types of situations, 2 million is a pretty big number. There's 7 places, but we only have 4 different numbers here. So it might be helpful to just draw some lines. We're going to need 7 lines to represent the different place values. Okay, it's ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So here we've got 2 millions. Now this one is in the 10,000s, which is not here. It's going to be right here, and we have 4 10,000s. So I'm going to put the 4 there. We don't have thousands, we don't have hundreds, but we have tens. We have 6 tens, and we have 5 ones. Now, notice we have some empty spots here. I'm just going to put some zeros. So this is our expanded form, and this is how we would write it in standard form. So expanded form, standard form. If you have questions about this, please ask them in class.